What is the most Karen thing a Karen has even done to you, personally? When I worked at the Home Depot, a Karen told me that she didn't want any black men to install her flooring. I was in charge of arranging her order and told her that we don't select which individuals exactly will install her floor and that she'll get who she gets. She proceeds to have a fit about it, demands white installers, asks to speak to my manager. I'm so glad she did, because my manager's name was Dwayne and he was a real big black dude. Turns out she didn't want to speak to the manager. When I worked at a bakery, Karen bought a chocolate cupcake and ate half of it. Karen then asked if she could return her half-eaten chocolate cupcake, not because she didn't like it, but because she wanted to exchange it for half of a vanilla cupcake, something less decadent. Like most bakeries, we did not sell cupcakes by the half. She became offended when I asked if she wanted to purchase a vanilla cupcake. Comment: you should have bit into a vanilla cupcake while making heavy eye contact, then offer it to her. Doctor here. I used to work in a public night shift service. Kinda like an emergency room, but for non-emergencies. To keep the hospitals clear of white codes. So anything from a fever to a sore throat, to prescriptions for urgent treatments. And a Karen walks in at 3 a.m. asking for a prescription for hypertension drugs, which isn't unusual, as old people, more often than not, but she looked 55, sometimes don't notice they're running low. Anyway, the law, not a rule, not my decision, the law states that this service can only write prescriptions for potentially life-threatening conditions drugs for a maximum of 72 hours coverage. So if you take one pill a day, I can only prescribe you a single blister. Here we don't have bottles, but blisters, and while I'm writing the prescription, Karen casually mentioned that she was insomniac. And while cleaning the medicine cabinet, she realized she was down to her last full blister. My pen stops. I ask her to repeat, full blister? Yeah, so I take the prescription, tear it in half, then again, then I throw it in the bin, explaining her the law. She gets mad, starts yelling and threatened to call the cops. Go ahead. Cops came, and she triumphantly announced that I'm refusing to treat her. I explain the situation, and they ask her if it's true that she has a full blister, and she, of course, being a Karen who is always right no matter what, confirms it. The cops look at her, still with a look of triumph. Waiting for them to arrest me, then at me, then ask her politely to leave, as I'm in the right. She's livid. The day after, my boss called me and cracked up because she went there during the day to talk to the manager. And she, my boss, told her the exact same thing. Never saw her again in there, weirdly enough. I deliver appliances for Best Buy. We had a woman call and complain that her fridge was not pre-cooled before it was delivered and that she had to wait for it to come down to temp. No one in the office was prepared for that one. Comment: ma'am, I apologize for thermodynamics. I got fired for laughing at that Karen when I was working at a call center back in the days. It was a male version of Karen, but it was the most Karen thing I've heard. It went something like this, maybe 12 years ago by now. Hi, this is XXX Company, how may I help you today? Hi, this is Karen, you just delivered me a washing machine today. Okay, how may I assist you with that? You see, when I try to use it, only hot water comes out even when I put cold water cycle. Have you tried to switch the hoses to the other hole in the back? I think you might have just put your hot water output on the cold water entry of the washing machine. It's really easy to do. I know what I am doing. I worked for your company 25 years. Don't tell me I am wrong. Okay sir, what do you want from me then? We can always send back the truck and get you a new one. It's going to be $89 for the call and 3 to 4 weeks of delivery for a new washing machine. Yes, you sent a broken one. I want them back now. Wow. Okay, let me call them. They went back there and sec'd the hoses. Obviously, the old guy just swapped them out and had C/HH/C linked up. He waited almost a month to get a new one and paid triple fees for. The installation twice and the time it took to take it back out of his home just to not agree he might have made a mistake. And yes, I got fired because my boss had listened to this call and didn't like how I was laughing at the guy when I explained how wrong he was and that it was a simple my take.